Hi, welcome back to OD YouTube channel. Today we are here again for the Diamine Inkvent Calendar 2024. Today is the 10th December and here it is, the ink for today. So let's see what we have here. And it's called Chilly Nights. Nice name for winter-y ink. Focus please. So Chilly Nights, and it is a star bright ink and it has lots of kind of bluish sparkles. Let's see how it behaves on paper and in pen. So I'll be right back. So let's get little droplets of this ink and see how it will behave. Again, sorry, but I need to close the bottle. And now the Victorinox knife, and let's see what we can get out of this. Okay, I kind of like this blue. I really do. So, oops, let me just move this, trying not to put ink in the next pages. When you do this with a knife, you don't control as much as with paintbrush or something like that, but I really prefer doing it like this when I can, and this will be interesting. I'm not sure for how long I can still make this kind of stuff as the way I do, because unfortunately I cannot find these little Rhodia pads anywhere, so I think I may need to find another solution for it. I have other swatching cards, but it means that I'll have to swatch all my older inks and do it again, and so I can compare them. Otherwise, if I compare them in different papers, it will not be comparable. This ink is amazing. This one really is amazing. Okay, let's see how this dries, but this is great. I'll be back soon to show you the rest. And here it is. When dry, this is one of the most spectacular inks so far in this calendar. So I think it's really one thing of these Star Bright inks. I never had a Star Bright ink. I'm not sure if they were already available on the last 2 years calendar. I have them there. I never opened the calendars. So maybe they are. Maybe someday I will open them. So however, this ink is really amazing. It's called Chilly Nights, and yes, it makes sense because it has a kind of a stormy blue sky color, then a dark blue, very deep blue color, and then you have a really reflective whitish silver shading and shimmering, and it is so crazy amazing. So this is really an amazing ink. It's fantastic. However, it does not flow very well with one of the pens that I chose for the video, but we'll see that in a moment. So this ink is really amazing, and let's just compare it with some other inks. So regarding color, it is kind of similar to the Diatramentis Document Dark Blue with the Caveco Royal Blue, although this is a little bit lighter, and with the Diamine Inkvent Calendar 2021 Storm. This one has a slightly warmer shading, but the shimmering on this pen is warmer and is much less than this. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. This is amazing. So it is very comparable to the Storm. I would say it is the Storm from 2021 improved in 2024. However, it brings some flow problems. And it reminds me about another ink, this one from 2024, from this year, from day 3, and this one also has some problems with the in pens, and it is the Noble Fur, because it has the same different kind of color, blue, that is blue, this one is green, but the shimmering is comparable. So it has an amazing shimmering, but it does affect the writing with some pens. Now let's see how this looks on chromatography. As you can see, the amount of shimmer, it's crazy. So you can in some other inks you just see a faint line of, and I need to do like this a lot of times to be able to find the shimmering. Now you can see it very, very clearly. But beyond the shimmering, it has some kind of a gray base, and then the gray base is more water. I wouldn't say it is waterproof, but it's more water resistant, but the color is washed away, and the color is made kind of magenta, brown and blue. It is very, very beautiful. It's beautiful. Now, to see the pens that I chose 2 pens that we don't see they're not rare, but we don't see them every day. I bought both in second-hand here in the second-hand stores in Lisbon. This one is the Cross Solo. It is a very good pen. As far as I know, it has a nib by Pilot, but that's another story, and you can see the review of this pen on my channel. I will leave link below. So this is an interesting pen. It takes cartridge or converter. It is a very simple pen by Cross, and it has a very good nib, very pleasant to write with. And then I also brought here a very classic pen, the heavy Rotring 600 in black. It's also available in silver. This pen is an interesting pen. This one has a broad nib. I bought it second-hand. I have one that is new but has a crack. Sometimes the barrel cracked, although it's full metal. But this one is not cracked, but it is more used, and you can see it's lacking already some black parts in some black coating in some parts. But the pen works well. It was very dirty. I bought it last month. I didn't make a video of it. I should have, but I didn't. So I cleaned it, and now it has this ink inside. Cartridge converter pen with a broad steel nib. So both with steel nibs, medium and a broad. And let's see how they will behave on paper. And this one is really amazing because this ink has its properties all over the place. Let's look at it. You can perfectly see with the Cross nib and also the Rotring, which is wider, a little bit wider. You can see the sheen, the shimmer perfectly, and you can see it in both writing samples. So it's really amazing, this ink. The behavior on paper is perfect. It has some shading, it has this shimmer, it is a beautiful grayish blue color, and almost or no bleed through at all on moleskin paper, and that's very, very unusual. So very well behaved ink. Now let's see the Oxford paper. Also no bleeding, no bleed through, of course. There is, I would say, more shading because of the characteristics of this ink, of this paper, sorry, but again you can see the shimmer perfectly with both nibs. Sometimes you can see it more with the Cross than with the B on the Rotring. And then finally we have the Navigator copy paper. Also lots of shimmer there, and the shimmer oops, sorry, the shimmer doesn't allow this to focus properly. So you have shimmer everywhere. It's not that visible as with other papers, but it's here. But with this paper, it bleeds through. So copy paper is usually not a good paper for fountain pen inks, or for inks that are very wet. It's for kind of, let's call it dry inks. Now, let's see how it performed on the Rhodia paper, the same here. And we have the writing. You can see the amazing thing in these inks is that I don't need to do like that to find it. I just show it and do slightly, almost anything, and you can see it. So this ink has some interesting properties because you can see even where the water was, and then I cleaned it so it could have removed. So the ink is not waterproof, it washes away, but you can still see, can still read what was beneath. So you have this gray line here. Besides the shimmer, you have the gray line that you can find the gray line there. You can remake all the lines that you made because the water didn't take all the color out. Now about the drying time. It is the longest drying time so far, from 40 to 45 seconds, which is kind of a lot. Now, the thing that I found is that it clogs the cross feed. It starts writing, then it stops, and so on. So let's see how it will behave now, and let's write the thing about the fox. So now it writes: the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Oops, was it all autofocus all the time? I think the camera doesn't really like the shimmering part of it. Sorry about that. And now let's try the... When I'm filming, I'm not always looking through the camera, so sometimes I don't see if we are out of focus. Now we are out of focus again. Let me put the pen here to help focusing, sorry. And now the Rotring, and the flow of this ink is perfect. Brown fox. You can see when we write, it looks more blue, and then it dries a little bit gray. Jumps over the lazy dog. I think it's because you don't see anymore the water in it, and you start seeing the shimmer. And so let's just take a look. You can see the shimmer on the upper line, not so much on the lower line, but that will only be more visible when it fully dries, and it takes some seconds to dry. So this is all for this amazing ink today. And oh, focus please. And I just want to thank you so much for watching to these videos, to this series of videos. I also want to thank Appelboom for providing the calendar that is allowing me to make these marathon of videos. And I hope you enjoyed, and we will meet again tomorrow for day 11. So, bye.